Last weekend, I did my first outdoor vendor market. It was a huge learning experience, so here are 10 things that I wish I knew. Let's just get right into it. Number one, you want to make sure that your name is as visible as possible. That is very important. When I was just looking at other vendors, I was more drawn to the ones that had banners or branding, things that made them stand out. A lot of people think that markets are just about making sales, but really it is a great opportunity to build brand awareness. And it's a way to get your business in front of different eyes and just get that name recognition. So even if someone doesn't buy from you on that specific day, they might remember your name in the future. One thing that I realized was my business name was not as visible as I had wished it would have been. I didn't have banners. People were asking me what I was about, who I was. I didn't have anything saying that I was the artist. So people didn't know that just by looking at my stuff. I assume they would, but you can't assume that people will automatically know something. So in the future, I do plan on investing in banners, signs, and branded displays so people can recognize and remember my name, Mariah Monique, when I go to all these events. The second thing, you have to smile and be inviting. If you're an introvert or you don't like talking to people, a simple hey goes a long way. And I realized people were more likely to actually go inside of my tent if I acknowledge their presence. And that's something that has made me uncomfortable as a buyer. Like if I go into someone's booth and they don't acknowledge me at all, I am way less likely to buy something. So I'm trying to keep that in mind, have conversation starters in mind, have scripts, practice interacting with people in that way. Utilizing front of your space. I had a setup where I had my art displayed, which was great. It brought people into my booth because they were complimenting my art. What was not so great was that I didn't have signs or I didn't have any prints of the artwork that was displayed. So people didn't know that those pieces were for sale. Utilize the front of your space for what you want people to see first or what you want people to know about you the most. For you, you can do like your best-selling or your most eye-catching products. Because what I've noticed, the booths that have sale signs or interactive displays, a lot more people stopped by, which I'm sure increased their sales. Number 4, the wind is no joke. I had tent weights and I was still scared that my tent was going to blow over. It was good, everything was fine, but I am so glad that I invested in those. My neighbor next to me had nothing, so she ended up securing her tent next to mine. She wrapped a rope around it, and then I lended her my stakes so that she could put her tent in the ground since we were luckily on grass. But you never know what the weather's going to be like. Try to prepare for the worst in terms of weather. Secure everything that you can. I use clips and safety pins to make sure my tablecloths didn't go flying. I had to put clothespins on my art prints and DIYing it, trying to make sure my stuff didn't go flying everywhere. Definitely don't take that for granted. Do not just go there with no plan and have backup display items in case something gets damaged due to the weather, especially if you live in a windy area. On the 5th one, I bought a director's chair, which was one of the best investments that I could have made for this event. It kept me higher up so I can actually talk to my customers and I didn't have to stand on my feet at all during the event. So it was amazing. I bought my director's chair off of TikTok, but I will have it linked in my Amazon storefront. It made me eye level with my customers and I could just sit down and relax, and they came to me to check out. I didn't have to get up. I had a little table next to me where I had all of my bags. I was able to make a system that worked well. I was so glad that I could just rest my body during that market. That was a great investment. Number 6, have a way to collect emails. It could be a sign-up sheet on the clipboard. You can have a QR code. You can put something in all of your bags when people make a purchase, asking them to sign up. I think when people see it in person, they're more likely to just add their email, especially when they see that others have done it. You want to build your email list so that you can tell people about future events, and you can build your small community of supporters who are local to you because they were the ones who would come out to your future events. And you can own your email list. Algorithms change, websites go down, your shop platform might dry up, but you will always own your email list. And that is probably one of the most important things you should focus on from this video, is start collecting emails. Number 7, make your price signs as large and stand as high up as possible. Try to get them closer to eye level because I had a lot of mine on the tables. People would have had to look down at them and they were constantly asking me how much things cost. And I was like, they're right there. But they didn't see them or they didn't want to read them because I had these small little cards. So in the future, I'm going to print them out probably like this size. So there will be no confusion on what the prices are. I definitely don't want people to be turned away by not knowing or not wanting to ask me. I want to make it as easy as possible for people to want to buy something from me. Number 8, don't forget business cards. I am always shocked by how many people want one. It's good to have them on hand. If you don't want to invest in paper cards or you feel like that's a waste, I do have a video on digital business cards. I have them from the brand Dot, and I will leave them linked below as well. I'm not sponsored. I just use them personally. So I'll have that video linked if you want to learn more about that. But having business cards, you never know what could come from that. I always put my contact information, and I tell people that they can reach out to me if they have any questions or if they want to do custom orders. So you never know if that can lead into future sales or projects. And it's always a good idea to have at least like 20 to 50 physical cards or a digital business card or a QR code, just some way for people to get your information. Number 9, pay attention to the holidays and seasons and take advantage of it. So if it's Easter, make some Easter baskets, or if it's Mother's Day, make some Mother's Day gift baskets or gift cards, or if it's Halloween or if it's Christmas, make Christmas themed items or make things that are easily giftable, and that always sells for me. And lastly, number 10 is to have fun. Shows are always unpredictable. I always try to keep the mindset of no matter what happens, it's a learning experience. So I'm going to try to enjoy the process. I'm going to take as much information and observations as I can through what sells, who comes into my booth, who actually buys from me, what sells that day, who is my favorite person to talk to that day, what was my favorite thing about the event. And I just try to ask myself these questions and think about positives, even for markets that aren't that good. So have a good mindset. Don't get discouraged if you have a market that isn't your best one. You can always come back from that and have fun. Let me know if these tips helped you in the comments. If you want to see more behind the scenes of running a small business or tips on how to run yours, I have a whole bunch here. These are the ones YouTube suggests for you. Please subscribe and like this video so you can build this community and get this video to more small business owners. I'll see you in my next video.